Hi guys, this is Zeke the Defender, and I've been asked to make a tutorial on how to use the Access Game Factory asset packager. You can use the packager to import your own assets into AGF. You'll only have the packager if you have AGF Premium. So let me show you where to find that and how to do this. First, you start in Unity, and go to Assets, Import Package, Custom Package. Then, okay, let's see, where am I? Alright, go to your Access Game Factory install directory, and then if you scroll all the way down, you'll see some of these, if not all of them. You have the asset packager with no source data, or the asset packager with a bunch of example assets. I'm going to do this one. You can, if you have your own assets already, feel free to use the no source data one. I'm just going to open this up. And this might take a while, so I'm just going to skip past this. Alright, so this is what pops up after it's done importing. So you can press import here. This also might take a while, so I will just kind of skip through this and I'll be back after it's done. Alright, so these are the two folders that come in after it's done unpacking, and then here's a scene file. Just go ahead and open up that scene file, or you can just make sure that the asset packager settings prefab is in your scene. Alright, and then once you have assets you want to package, here are some sample ones. Just make sure they're all in the same folder. So this one with all these samples has a bunch for skyboxes, terrains, vegetations, warehouse models. If I wanted to, I could select this one and it would package all of the subfolders. Or I can just select, say the plants here, and then if I select that folder, it'll just package anything inside of that folder. So we will do, I'll do the default folder. And so that's, since I'm doing that one, pretty much you just gotta select it. You can right click, go to build AGF asset pack, warehouse, or you can go to Access Game Factory, build asset pack, warehouse. They do the same thing, so it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to select that one up there. I'm going to go find my AGF install directory. Go to asset packs. Since I have a default folder already, I'm going to rename this set test. Make sure that if you rename it, there's the underscore W after it. That just means that it's a warehouse pack. There's the underscore V's, which is vegetation textures, underscore T, which is terrain texture, and then underscore S, which is skybox textures. The default file name is just going to be whatever folder you had, so there was, default, because I right-clicked on default. So then, yeah, you can press save. After doing that, it'll think for a while. It'll be creating prefabs out of your assets. It'll also be taking pictures of them to use in the warehouse. Make sure you don't have any assets floating around in your scene before doing this. Otherwise, your images might have something like a house or whatever you have in your scene floating around in your picture. So, for instance, I had a house in the center of my scene one time I was editing it. I forgot to delete it before packaging it, and there was a house in every image thereafter that I whenever I packaged an asset. So there was a house with a barrel in front of it and a house with a ladder in front of it, or the other way around. Another thing to make sure you're doing while you're packaging, well, before you package these assets, is make sure there's a collider on them. Otherwise, you won't be able to delete the assets in AGF, or it'll be a little more difficult. Anyway, as you can see, a new folder's here. I'll close that when I can. AGF Intermediate, that's just got a bunch of prefabs and images. These images will be what you see in the warehouse. So yeah, these are all the prefabs. So now I'm going to switch over to the World Builder, which I've got open already. Go to Manage Assets, go to Asset Test, or whatever you named it. And alright, since I named my folder default, these are the ones that I just packaged. These are the ones that I already have, because you've got the default one here that you can't unpackage. Technically, I should have probably renamed that folder to avoid confusion. Sorry about that. So you can see this one I just packaged. This one is the one that's there already. It's the same thing. Because those are the same assets we used. We got one of those. Got one of those. So yeah, if you do it right, it should look kind of like that. Only with your own assets, or however you want to do that. Let's see, I will minimize that for now. Go back to the sample assets. I'll show you vegetation. Build vegetation. Remember, these are textures that are used for grass. And asset packs. There's already vegetation 02, so I'm just going to name it vegetation test. Make sure for each of these have an _C at the end when you're, because that'll show that those are color maps. I believe I made it so that there doesn't have to be, but just to be safe, go ahead and do that. Alright, so that one should be done. I'm going, for the heck of it, I'm just going to rename this to 01. Do it with the terrain here. You can see why I made a shortcut here. It saves so much time. Alright, do terrain test. Import settings. Go ahead and press yeah. In reality, the warehouse's assets are probably the hardest ones. You gotta kind of tweak them to make sure they're not too big, too small, or have the correct colliders. The rest of this stuff should work. If you have any odd problems, just let me know. I'll try to help you out. For these, make sure, these are the skyboxes, make sure it's AGF skybox cubed rotate. That will be AGF skybox cube rotate, and then you just put your a cube map on it. So that's my cube map here. Anyway, so I've got all these materials here. I'm going to build here. Oops, wrong one. Cancel. Skybox. That's what we want. Desktop. Asset packs. Skybox. Test. Packaging. Anyway, while it's doing that, I'll show you these. Make sure to refresh. And what did I name it? Close that, reopen it. Oh, silly me. Alright, make sure you're not looking in the warehouse. Alright, see, terrain test there. Painting. Close that out. Open it back up. Alright, so these were the last ones before, and now you can see that these ones got added. Vegetation test. So let's see. Nope. Vegetation here. So you got these, and now there's the test assets that we just did. Oops. What else? Skyboxes. That doesn't look like it's done yet. Oh, refresh it, and it is done. Atmosphere. And these last ones, because you can see they're all also up there. So, skybox. So, in essence, that's pretty much all you gotta know. Like I said, if you got any questions, ask me. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.